Welcome to the third part of Android app development series. In this part, we will start learning the Jetpack Compose UI. So, let's start by opening the project in Android Studio. Once the project is open the main activity.kotlin class. Before proceeding to the Compose UI, we need to understand basic structure and syntax of this activity class. Click the second option from the top right to preview the UI. Okay, let's start by understanding the libraries which are imported here. These are the toolkits, so you don't have to write the core logic, for example, for the text, layouts, or screens from the scratch. Below that, we have main activity that extends the component activity. This defines an activity as single window or screen. Main activity is the starting line, the first screen that opens when the user taps your app icon. After that, there is an onCreate function. The code inside this block executes the exact millisecond the app screen is created in the memory. The set content transitions the app from background setup logic into drawing the actual user interface. The first app theme is the theme that we have defined in the themes.kotlin class. This is where the app's global colors, shapes, and typography are enforced. Let's preview this class again. Open the themes.kt class. For now, we have defined separate colors for light theme and dark theme in this themes.kt class. This will benefit us because if we want to change the colors, we only need to change in the themes.kt class. It will change in the whole app. Inside the set content, there is a scaffold, which is the standard blueprint for a screen. It automatically calculates the inner padding to ensure your content does not get hidden behind the device camera nodes or system navigation bars. It also allows us to add the top bar, bottom bar, floating action button, and some more widgets, which we will study in upcoming videos. Inside this scaffold, we have called a function with name greeting. It contains two parameters. First parameter is of type string, so whatever the value we will pass, it will print on the text. Second parameter is of type modifier, which is a styling code used to adjust the padding, size, or background colors. The function greeting has an annotation at composable. It tells the Kotlin compiler that this specific function does not return raw data, but instead draws visual elements on the screen. Now inside the greeting function, there is a text. This is the built-in compose element that actually prints the text on the screen. For example, for now, it will print hi Android. At the end, there is a composable greeting preview function. It never ships to the user. It exists purely so the developer can see real-time UI changes in the Android Studio without wasting time loading an emulator or plugging in a physical phone. Okay, now let's remove the first parameter from the greeting function call. Remove that parameter. Since we have removed it from the function call, so we also need to remove from the actual function and also remove it from the value of the text. Now the new value of the text will be the title. We also need to remove it from the function call that is in the greeting preview function. Remove the parameter. Now come again in the greeting function and create another text. We will just copy this text and paste it right below it. Copy it and paste it below. This text will be used to show the description. Now, if we notice on the preview, the both texts are overlapping each other. So to resolve this issue, we need to create a column. The column stacks the UI elements vertically from top to bottom. If you put three text boxes inside a column, they will appear one under the other. So now we are going to move these two text under the body of the column. Now we can see in the preview that both texts are arranged vertically inside the column. Now we will remove the modifier from the both text UI elements. We have the modifier as a first parameter of the greeting function, which we will reuse in the column. Now we will use the modifier inside the column to change the background of this column. Modifier dot background parameter is available with the name color, and as a value we will pass color dot gray. This will change the background color of this column to gray. Now the next step is to set the margin for this column using the modifier dot padding and pass the value 16 dp. This will set the 16 dp margin for this column. Now if we want to set inner padding, then we will use same property at the end dot padding, pass the value of 16 dot dp. This will set 16 dp as inner padding. So make sure to remember that for padding and margin we use the same property, but the difference is arrangement. Now the next step is to change the alignments of the UI elements inside this column. We will use the parameter horizontal alignment equal to alignment dot start. This is the default value. It will put all UI elements to the start of this column. If we want to place them in center, then we will use the value alignment center horizontally. And if we want to place them at the end of the column, then we will use the value alignment dot end. Okay, for now I will use the value to alignment dot center horizontally. Now let's move to the next step. What if we want to give equal space between each UI element which is in the column? We will use the parameter vertical arrangement. Vertical arrangement equal to arrangement dot space between. Inside that we will pass the value that we want to give the space. For example, 16 dot dp. This will give 16 dp space between each UI element inside this column. Now the next step is to change the size of this column. For example, using dot fill max size. This will increase the size of the column to full screen. Fill max size means max width and height. Now if we want to give only max height, then we will use dot fill max height. Similarly, if we only want to give max width, then we will use dot fill max width. And if we want to give specific width to this column, then we will use dot width. For example, we want to use the width 250 dot tp. Similarly, if we want to give a specific height, then we will use dot height. Pass the height, for example, 300 dot tp. This way, we have learned how to give width and height to this column. Now I'm going to use again dot fill max size. That's it for this video. In this video, we have learned the structure and syntax of the activity and started using the UI elements, for example, text and column. Now we will run the project to the connected device. Once the app is installed successfully, it will show the same UI as we have seen in the preview. This is in case of dark mode. Turn off the dark mode to see it in the light mode. Want to become a better Android developer? Welcome to our Android app development blog, your one-stop resource for mastering Android Studio. Here you will find clear step-by-step tutorials on all important topics. And the best part is, each tutorial is available in the Java, Kotlin, and Jetpack Compose. Whether you are a beginner or building your next big app, our blog will help you code smarter and faster. So start exploring now and take your Android development skills to next level.